It's Margarita, and we are taking it to the house of S1ck with Le Toxique. This is video number 1 of a series of 4 seductive fragrances from the house that I could not wait to tell you about. Now, their newest release, Le Toxique, is nothing short of being toxic, and I mean in a good way. This here is poison ivy in a bottle, and I mean this so positively. I have had this for about a week now, and I wanted to sit with each fragrance. That's why I'm breaking them into 4 parts, because I want to make sure that I give these a true full wear test in different conditions, different settings, around different types of people, to give you a true honest review. Why? Because these are pheromonic perfumes. These are composed of over 90% raw, natural, and uncut materials to bring you the highest quality that a perfumer can give. Now, being someone who used to work in the fragrance industry a lifetime ago, I can tell you that most fragrances, even some of the highest quality ones, typically only have 25% of the raw ingredients. So for this to be over 90%, that says a lot. And I have to attest, a little bit goes a long way. When I first tried this fragrance, it literally blew me away. So here is the packaging. This is a beautiful eggplant purple. Yeah, it just looks like an eggplant with silver etching on it, and it's really pretty. Very nice. It tells you about the fragrance, and the bottle, it's a coffret. The bottle sits nicely in it. And the bottle is beautiful. Purple, the color of royalty. I really like purple. And then the gold. This is so beautiful. The jeweled cap is like a crown just on there. This is going to look so beautiful on my display. Now, before I tell you about this, I have a funny story. The first time I tried this, I spritzed it on the back of my hand, and I only spritzed one. I typically only do a light spritz because you don't know how strong a fragrance is going to be. And that half a spritz was too much. So when I say I was blown away, that's exactly what happened. I was literally blown away. I was like, oh my goodness. Now, rule of thumb, you never, ever, ever want to rub your skin together when you wear a fragrance because it breaks down the molecules. I was left without a choice. A half a spritz was too much. I intentionally broke down the molecules, and because I had to distribute, it was just too much. So this bottle, and this is just a 50 ml bottle. They come in different sizes. This bottle will last me at least, and that's if I used it every day for a year. It'll probably last a year. Yeah, so you definitely get your money's worth. This stuff is so potent. This is true pure perfume concentration. You can even see, just I'm looking at the juice. It's something about when you look at a juice, you can also see some of the quality. So I see particles. It is a good thing if you see particles floating in your fragrance, and that's because those are the raw materials. Sometimes they don't always break down, and they remain intact. I see particles floating in here. It's not bad if you see particles in high quality fragrance. So don't think it's something rancid and that went bad. That's not always the case. This I know for a fact is high quality based on my experience in the fragrance industry, my experience with different fragrances, and my knowledge of quality of fragrances. So quality is definitely here. 10 out of 10 for that. Now let me tell you the notes, and then I'll tell you more. The notes are mandarin, bergamot, blackcurrant, juniper berries, ambroxan, patchouli, peony, rose, ivy, anise, ambergris, musk, cashmere, hedione, vanilla, and vetiver. So this is a very busy note profile, but it is very well blended. Now the scent, for me, is not for me, the scent itself, but also keep in mind that pheromones have to be balanced out. I don't want to explain pheromone science all the way, because that class is not necessarily rated G. But let's just say that if you find yourself attracted to someone and you don't know why, chances are that's why. It's more of a subconscious thing, if you will, and sub other things. Okay, I'll stop. But no, you can probably look into a birds and bees talk for that about what pheromones do and how they work. But basically, pheromones trigger certain things in the brain that make people want to attract you. It's not always something that is XEXUAL, but it can be, and you can deliberately increase that. But it draws people to you, and maybe they don't know why. So I tested this, and oddly enough, after I tested, I was battling with the smell because it was so potent. It was so strong, it was too much. I was blown away. So I had to tone it down. And before I toned it down, my cousin, who is a female, she's you may have seen her on a couple videos, my earlier videos on the channel. My cousin Nyla came by to pick up something that I have for her because she just graduated college and I had a gift for her. And the first thing she said when I walked outside was, "Oh, you smell good." Now, granted, it was a half a spritz that I had already diluted about a half hour prior. And she says, "Oh, you smell good." That's really weird because it was on my hand. I hugged her, but she, I guess whatever it was, wafted enough, even though we couldn't necessarily consciously smell it. You know, she was able to pick up on that on a diluted half a spritz. So if that's, and we were outside, so we had the elements blowing and all of that. So that is oddly something funny that happened. I was like, I wasn't expecting feedback that fast. So yes, when I got back in the house, I had to tone it down because I love this bottle so much. I did not want it to be a waste because I can't wear it standalone. Maybe because it's mature. This particular one, in my opinion, smells great on a mature person. Please also know this fragrance is marketed to women, but it smells great on a man. I allowed my husband to try this, and he was able to layer it with another one of their fragrances, which I'll be doing a video on later. And I'll talk to you about the layering combinations once I get through each one individually first. But this works for both. I know it says for her. Do not allow something that says for her or for him deter you from trying it. It's all about body chemistry. But for me, I think the note that really just did it for me, as in made it more of a deterrent, is the rose and the ivy. And possibly patchouli. Those are three notes I'm not a fan of. And so typically when we don't like something, that's what we smell the most. Now the fruitiness does come through. This is definitely a fruity floral, if I had to classify this. It's great if you truly want to blow him away like I was blown away. The description says it's a harmonious blend of classic elegance and contemporary energy, featuring a revitalizing splash of mandarin and ambroxan, delicately interwoven with the perennially chic essence of bergamot. This fragrance is designed for the exquisite woman whose aura casts an enduring spell, creating moments and memories that persist long after she has departed. It transcends mere aroma. It's a personal emblem of refinement and indelible allure. Your intoxicating signature on the world. Don't wear this to work unless you're trying to have a meeting with HR, okay? This is an after 5 fragrance. This is so powerful. It is strong. It is loud. Even the smallest spritz. Unless you're trying to start some drama, don't wear this to work. I am warning you. I am telling you. That's how bad, and I mean bad as in good. That's how bad this fragrance is. I had to tone her down, and I was able to find a layering combination that I absolutely loved with this. So if you're someone who is shy to heavy florals, to strong fragrances, you want to tone that down with something that will overpower it and make it maybe sweeter or cleaner. So what I did was I layered this first with Casablanca by Swiss Arabian. And that's an apple dominant fragrance, like a boozy apple. And then I layered top of that with Burberry Her Elixir, the Parfum, because that one is a very fresh, bright, sweet, fruity fragrance. So I had to find fruits. So I had the boozy apple to tone down the heavy florals. And then I toned down the boozy floral with bright, fruity florals. So you see how we did that? Because this is a fruity floral, a heavy one, I balanced it with a lighter fruity floral on top to give it some calmness, if you would, make it sit down just a little bit. And it turned from unwearable to absolutely beautiful. In fact, maybe you don't want to have a pheromone perfume on full blast. Maybe it's a good idea to layer it. I also ended up layering this with the other ones that are in this collection. My favorite combination from this collection was this one layered with Enchantress, and that'll be another video that I'll do. Enchantress, this layered with that smelled like Erba Pura by Sospiro, and I think Xerjoff has a version too. If you like Erba Pura, you will love this layer with Enchantress. But this is great for layering. I strongly recommend layering this with something that's heavy in vanilla, heavy in fresh fruits, maybe a champagne note, nothing else heavy. This is a standalone beast mode fragrance. Let me know if you tried Le Toxique. I would love to hear about it in the comments. I'm new to pheromone perfumes. I've heard of them before, but most of them smell bad. So that's why I never bought any. These are the first pheromone perfumes that I actually find wearable. Quality, 10 out of 10. Projection, 10 out of 10. Longevity, good luck. And by good luck, I mean this is going to stay on. It's along for the ride. If you want this off, you are going to have to work for it to get it off. This will stick. This projects. This lasts at least 8 to 10 hours. So with that said, for the price, you are getting so much more than your money's worth. Honestly, I would expect these to cost 2 to 3 times more than what they cost, based on the scent, the projection, the compliment monster. Like I said, I hugged my little cousin and she was just like, you smell good. And I just had a half a spritz on the back of my hand that had been sitting there for a while. So it's like, just imagine if I was truly wearing this like the perfumista wears it. And even, you know, hubby, he also didn't quite care for it standalone. It's beast mode. If you want beast mode, go for this one. But when he was able to tone it down with their Holy Grail fragrance, and you'll be seeing a video on that one next. Yeah, this works great for men and for women. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. If you're intrigued to try this, if you'd like more information on this, I would love to talk more. If you have any insight on pheromone perfumes, I would love to hear about it, because this is something that I'm just now dabbling in, because I finally found something that didn't smell terrible that was marketed as such. Also, like, comment, subscribe, and most of all, share this video with any and everyone you think would love to hear more about great fragrances. And until next time, I am Margarita, and you have an awesome day. Bye.